Now, what are the business benefits of building, managing, and growing a community? Now, most business owners and CEOs, they care about two important metrics. One is cost and the other is revenue. Now, there is a way that your community and the effort of building and managing a community can tie down to these two important metrics. So let's go over them quickly. Awesome. So first, let's go over what are the ways in which community building can help increase revenue. Now, building a community or having a community can help increase retention. It can also reduce churn. It can help increase purchase frequency and the recency of increasing. So the not just the amount of or the number of purchases, but how quickly these purchases happen and how often they happen. It also helps with increasing brand and your mission awareness. It helps with increasing brand loyalty. And finally, it helps creating those loyal super customers and then they working as your marketing team and creating customer advocacy, right? So you see, earlier on, community management used to be solely a marketing effort or a marketing campaign. But today it's much beyond that, and businesses have started to realize that communities can play a much larger role in all aspects of business, whether it's your brand awareness, how you build a product. In fact, a lot of the communities or businesses are using their community, like they first focus on building a community and then they build a product for that community. So it helps with product design. It also helps with brand loyalty, right? Brand loyalty and the whole idea of the story, as when you are a community member of a business or of a brand, you have been through the tough times and the good times of that business. So you're a part of that story as much as the brand is. So yeah, those are the ways in which it can help increase revenue. Now, there's also ways in which it can help decrease costs. Now, the first one is call and ticket deflection. What do you mean by that? When you have a problem or when you have some issue with some software, some program, say you're running Google Ads, for example. You're running Google Ads and you come across this issue and you don't know what to do. So what do? You go on Google, you do a quick Google search and you get a list of results when you're doing this quick Google search. And you might have noticed that one of the first results on top is that from support.google.com. Right? Support.google.com or answers.google.com. Now, who is the one that's putting up those answers? It's not someone sitting in the Google team. It's very often another member of the community who has answered your question. Do you remember that? And then you have the upwards and downwards. Now, that's one of the most fantastic ways in which communities can help with ticket deflection. What about customer support? I've seen this so much, and this is one of the most beautiful aspects of community. Very often you'll see that community members themselves are so helpful with newbies, new members into the community who don't know what to do, who need some form of initial customer support. And other members of the community come in, they pitch in and they start helping these members. So communities can help a lot with call deflection, customer support, ticket deflection. Also reducing the marketing costs, right? We spoke about how it helps with increasing the retention, reducing the churn. Who benefits from this? What about customer advocacy? Word of mouth marketing is one of the best forms of marketing and is one of the cheapest forms of marketing, right? So helps with reducing marketing costs. Product and content development. We already discussed that, right? How most businesses today, they first focus not on just building a product and then throwing that into an audience. No, that doesn't work anymore. What you do is you come up with an idea, you gather an audience, you build a community around that idea, you validate that idea, and then you build that product and tweak it as you grow, right? You learn on the go and you tweak it and you build a product for the community, not the other way around. And finally, SEO. Now, this is more of a long-term strategy. Think of it like this. When I spoke about what is the first Google search that came across when you had a particular doubt, which was the first result that comes in? It's usually answers.google.com or something like that. And that itself shows how much of importance having your communities help with SEO. Beyond that, they also help, having backlinks. So SEO is primarily driven by backlinks. And when you have a community and when that community is spread across so many online channels, and when the kind of discussions and the keywords that are being discussed in these community forums, they start to scale, it helps massively with your SEO. And SEO is search engine optimization. It's a very long-term game. But yeah, it helps and it's very important to businesses. So this is another way that building communities can help with your business benefits. Okay, let's go to the next. Right. Now we spoke about the business benefits of community. What are the member benefits of having a community? You see, number one is giving exclusive privileges and perks to your community members. If you are part of a closed community, you may get some form of early discounts, early bird offers, exclusive access to betas. You also get access to the team, right? The core team of the business, the team members of the business. Being a part of the community is one of the fastest way where you can directly reach to members within the brand. But beyond that, these are two aspects why members love being in communities, but there is also a fulfillment of social needs. And there's 5 fundamental, needs that are met, social needs that are met through communities. You see, the thing about communities, it's been there since quite some time. We've all probably been a part of one or two communities in the past, whether it's some form of religious community or some form of a geographical community. Maybe, communities that went from, say, school. You probably had, small groups of people who played football or who probably, I remember when I was in college, I was part of so many communities. There were sports communities, there were extracurricular communities, there was this beautiful community called ISEC, which is one of the world's largest student-run organizations. And these things changed my life, right? It gave me all of these things that helped me during those days to fulfill those social needs. So it's your acceptance. We all want to be a part of something. We all want to be accepted as part of a community. It's not just that we believe in the vision, but we want people to know that, hey, this guy is just like us. Appreciation, when you do something for your community, when you start doing something, you want to get rewarded. You want to get a pat on the back, appreciating the kind of work that you've done. We all want that. We all want some form of belonging, right? It's beyond just what you do and what you have achieved, but how does that tie into something bigger than ourselves? We all want something bigger than ourselves, something that we belong to, an idea, a big vision that we belong to. Companionship. Now, I don't have to explain that, right? The core principle of communities is those member-to-member relationships with people that share those similar experiences, goals, and interests. So that form of companionship, that form of brotherhood and fraternity is very important, an important social aspect of communities. And finally, self-esteem or esteem. Being part of community, it's like a pack of wolves that just walk past. You see them and you admire them. People around you admire them. The way you walk, the way you talk, that kind of being a part of something, that's where the whole idea of, the social status comes in. So yeah, these are the 5 things why people join communities, not just for those discounts or access to teams or the customer support. Beyond that, there is an aspect of social needs. Now, these 5 social needs are very important because as a community manager, it's important for you to find a way to interrupt the customer's experience so that you can help them fulfill those social needs. Awesome. Let's move on.